Linden from Pit Lord, and you are listening to the Dan Chan Show.
Hey, Lyndon from Pit Lord. How's things in Iowa at the moment, mate?
Oh, not as hot as it has been, thank God. Perfect for grilling, so that's what I'm doing.
Isn't it funny how I normally always start off these interviews and I talk about the weather? It's a very British thing to do.
And you know what? I being in the Midwest of the U.S., it's the same thing here. We're the same folk, man. It's like first thing you got to talk about is the weather. How much it sucks, how much it doesn't suck. Either way, it's a good icebreaker.
Exactly. Well, that's good for us, mate. So, mate, when I first heard about you guys, I thought I've got to get you on this show because this whole barbecue death metal thing is just like, it blows my mind. It's everything I love. I love death metal. I love barbecuing. I love all meats. This is fantastic. Yeah. This is a match made in heaven. So I've got you on the show to talk about the band and, of course, barbecues. And it's the summer, so I've been grilling every night because I want to get the kitchen too hot. And you have a new single, Conquering the Bone, out. It's good times, right? All over.
Yeah. I mean, that's all it is. That's all it's about is, good times and death metal. Just putting it together. It's very much an audio version of that feeling you get when you're like not working and grilling flesh on fire. I don't know. It happened really naturally for us.
Well, this is what I was going to say. Where did the concept come from and the idea? How did it begin?
Well,
let's start from the beginning.
Yeah. So, me and my other guy, Dan Freitag, we were in another band together where he played drums, and it was just kind of something that kind of became less and less active. But we were showing up for practice, and then nobody else would show up, so we just go, let's just grill some food and play some records, and it just kind of became one day I went over and he just goes, I have this idea. I kind of want to do like a just ultra extreme death metal, but have it all be barbecue. And I was like, yeah, like right away, and he's like, I want let's both do vocals, and we'll just record an EP, just a first thing, and just put it out there and just have fun, whatever. The idea was to not do a lot of work. It was born out of laziness, but wanting to write death metal. And then we put out the first EP, and immediately it was just, you guys got to do shows. And then we just said, okay, that's what we did. And now we're doing it. And now we're on album number 2.
So it's funny. So it's funny because you've been in other bands. Are you still in other bands? Or is just the whole thing? So
yeah, Dan has a stoner doom band called Resonator, and he's currently kind of like a session drummer for a modern death metal thing called Xenospawn. Right. That's from our area as well. Yeah. I have a band called Forge Master. It's like folk metal, black metal kind of thing. A doom band called Obsidian Hammer. We both have multiple things that are just kind of half active, but Pit Lord has been the number one. That's priority.
I was going to say, because are you finding this band is gaining more traction because of the quirkiness? Does that frustrate the more serious, edgy of the other bands that you're trying to focus on, or is this one's like, oh my god, this is getting more traction than anything else?
Probably. I bet it irritates some people, and it probably would me too, but I'd just be jealous I wasn't part of it. It does sort of have a built-in audience. Where the music is there, the extremity, the aggression, everything is there, but then there's this sort of tongue-in-cheek kind of Cannabis Corpse-ish thing going on, but barbecue. But I don't know. If anybody doesn't like it, they haven't told me.
Right, fair enough.
Everybody's super on board. I think most people get it. It's very much fun. We're making jokes. It's all stuff me and Dan have joked about since we were 16 years old. We've known each other forever, so it just works. It's so natural. I can't be serious. Death metal is so ridiculous, right? Death metal, extreme metal, just in general, it's the most ridiculous, absurd fucking thing. I can't take it seriously. I love it to death. And this whole band is us loving just extreme metal. It's an homage to all of that. And then just us making like dorky jokes and silly lyrics just don't make, some of them don't make any sense at all. Like, it's fun.
I mean, to quote you guys, you exist only to celebrate grilled meat and pointy guitars. I mean, that says it. Yeah. That's like everything says it all on the tin, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's very childish. It's very much like a kid's drawing on a notebook. I've always thought about this band, but we're just doing it for real in real life. Like we put a grill on stage. We stick a fog machine in it. I mean, when we decided to do it, it was, let's not half-ass it. Let's just go 100% and have as much fun with it and do absolutely what we want to do and not worry about, like, just play shows and write death metal and celebrate death metal and hanging out and fun and stuff and just random. We do so much random crap just for the hell of it. Like on the new album, there's literally like audio from a monster truck show we just threw in because it's so funny.
Yeah,
like it's the funnest thing either of us have ever done, and it's probably the most difficult thing we've ever done.
Have you heard of Party Cannon?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
yeah,
you're talking about like random shit being thrown in and dropped in, just like.
I think I blame a lot of that on Skinless, because we're big Skinless fans. And they did a lot of those. Like Mortician had a theme, right? But Skinless just was like, whatever. Anything just kind of goofy and funny, but the timing is perfect, And like that was us. And yeah, like Party Cannon's one of the best examples. Like, and I said that band is absolutely one of the smartest things I've ever seen. And I celebrate Party Cannon a lot.
Absolutely.
So I just hope I could even be close to what that band is.
Yeah. Awesome. So, I mean, who's in the band? So I see there's only two of you on promo shots. I mean, do you carry that off live as well? It's just you two, right? Yeah. You and Dan.
That's just me and Dan. Yeah.
Would that ever, do you think that might grow to a bigger band, or do you still like using the drum machine and doing it that way, or what?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a handful of friends that were totally capable drummers for doing what we want to do, but realistically, like, as we are now, the band has become what it is because of Dan and I's dynamic, like, together, like, there's everything is so 50-50. It's so split down the middle with, he does all the production stuff. Like he went to school for music. So Dan, like we're all self-produced and everything. So he handles that. I do a lot more of this stuff and like PR and like some artwork and stuff. But other than that, it's just two people. It's one phone call per person, if something needs to happen.
Yeah.
And we're still working on like streamlining a lot of that because it does slow certain things down to an extent, but I don't know. It would have to be the absolutely perfect situation in person because the way we figured it out, it's just like, I mean, we have done so much and like figured so many things out through this band alone, just doing everything ourselves, for the most part. I don't know. I don't know if I want to stop doing it like that. It's been fun for it to be really hard.
Well, let's get back on record. I mean, you released your debut album, Seasonings in the Abyss, of course, right, in 2020. How was that release for you? And when's the follow-up due? Because you just brought Conquering the Bone out. What's going on? And let's go back. Let's talk about Seasons in the Abyss. How was that response? And let's move forward from there.
I mean, it's been cool. We didn't do like a ton of PR for it outside of just our postings and just antics and shit on online and live and stuff. But man, it's been great. It's probably been one of my most solid things I've ever done musically, and was just so confident when we put it out. I just couldn't wait. I was like excited for people to hear it. And it's, that's a weird thing when you actually feel it. And it was great. We still get a lot. We still sell a lot of them. But yeah, I haven't had a ton of like reviews or anything. It's great. I've been happy with it. And I think the next one's going to be, so the next one is due out in November,
cool.
November 5th.
Have you got a title yet? Can you share it?
Yeah.
Is it anything exclusive? Go on.
Yeah. So the title of the new one is Gallery of Skewered Swine.
I like it.
I originally wasn't going to use a reference for the title, but we had so many different art, like album cover concepts and everything. It changed so many times. And then one day, Dan just texted me and goes, "How about Gallery of Skewered Swine?" I was like, yeah, that's everything. That was the last one, Seasonings of the Abyss. I texted him. I was like, "What do you think about this?" And we just laughed about it for hours.
Brilliant. The Glazed track, it's just brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
A Glazed in the Northern Sky. We've kind of made it a rule we have to do like a black metal.
You got to.
Kick at least one album. So we got a new one. We have one on the new one that's hilarious. It's great. Brilliant.
And also videos wise, I mean, they're funny, but that de-veganized, Poltergeist Hunters doc, wasn't it? You did. That's hilarious. I mean, it was so authentic. Who put that together? That was brilliant.
So, yeah,
I watched that half an hour ago, right? I was pissing myself.
I was hoping that was going to come up because I forgot. I kind of forget to include it and stuff. But man, that was put together by our friend Trevor. Actually, you hear him on the intro to Seasonings in the Abyss.
That's I was going to say who does those voiceovers. Yeah,
that's Trevor Goodall. That's our buddy. He's
got a great voice. I might need I might need his details. He's got a great voice.
Yeah. I'll email you his stuff. He does some voice acting stuff. He works in a radio station around here, and I had this idea I wanted to do a video for Deveganizing, and I said, he had taken us to back up. He works in this radio station that used to be an old funeral home. That's where we ended up shooting the video.
Yeah.
And he takes us down there, and I said, it would just be so fucking funny if we did like a Ghost Adventures kind of parody, but we're hunting like grilling ghosts or whatever. And I thought it was going to be like a 3-minute sketch, and then we were just going to put that out. But we shot for like 6 hours and did this whole music video, and it's all cell phone. This is all iPhones. That entire
the iPhones these days. You don't need. What do you need now? It's just brilliant.
It's unbelievable, and he did that totally for us, and it was one of the best. It's the funniest thing we've ever done, I think, video wise. Still,
I mean, it sums you guys up for me, really. That whole video, that whole documentary. You've got tongue-in-cheek thing. How much fun is it recording and writing these tracks and coming up with that? Like you said about the new album title, you're laughing about it for hours. Yeah. Does it slow you down? Like you're just pissing yourself slightly? Like we can't focus now.
That's a good question, because you would think, right? Because you think we're sitting out smoking weed and laughing about farts and meat and stuff, and it just spawns more ideas. Like one of the best, like on Seasonings, there's a track on Seasonings called Capsaicin Masturbation, which is the grindcore song. And like the last 30 seconds of that song is us laughing from doing the vocal parts, because I was just like, ow, 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 ow. And that was the original recording. And I said, you have to leave that in. Just leave that whole laugh track in. And that's what happens. Like, we laugh about something, and then when you're joking with your friends and you start to add to a joke and go, then, what if you did this? But then we do that, and it becomes part of the music.
Brilliant.
So,
this is brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So, how metal is barbecuing?
I think it's probably the most metal hobby you could have. I mean, it's that it spans so many.
Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me?
Sorry, I gotta check on my steaks.
Oh, look at this! He's actually for those people who can't see this right now. He's actually grilling right now. Yeah. This is like, oh my word! You're making me want to have 1 o'clock in the morning snacks, mate.
I keep forgetting it's late for you. Well,
that's fine. It's fine, mate.
Be careful. Be careful about eating so late. I'm eating just on time.
I love it. So, okay, yeah. I mean, you got the flame, you got the flesh, you got the heat.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
I think with death metal, people get so hung up on the cannibalism thing.
Yeah.
And that's so boring to me. And people are so gross. I'd rather starve to death than eat a fucking person. And I've been trying to work that into it.
You say that. Have you seen that film about that plane crash?
Oh, not that, but I was listening to some podcast about World War II in the Pacific, and there's a lot of cannibalism that happened during that. Yeah. Still, I don't know, man. I get bored of that. I love death metal, and I can listen to the same shit done over and over and over again, just the same absurd gore stuff. But it would be. I always thought it would be funny if the band is like, no, we just eat regular food. Like that's gross. Like,
Yeah. You got to de-veganize everyone, right?
oh yeah, well that's also. Oh, as much as we shit on people that are vegans in that song, some of our oldest friends that have been fans of the band since the beginning are huge vegans.
Well, look at
Like,
Carcass. Look at Carcass.
yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. Somebody told us cattle decapitation should be like our nemesis since they're all vegetarians.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you this:
Yeah.
where's your grilling back? Is it just a hobby? Are you chefs?
Oh no,
no, it's just a hobby.
no, we're just regular dudes.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, again, we live in Iowa, kind of the center of the U.S. It's just like farms and just kind of regular friggin' white people hanging around. It's
Grilling
just,
meat.
It's yeah, exactly. It's just how you grow up around here, and I think one of the fun things about this band is how far across different music fans we reach, with just that theme alone. Somebody goes, well, I don't really get into death metal, but they're singing about what? They're singing about grilling? That's awesome.
What if you were to come to my yard now and make me a dinner on the grill? What would it be?
Well, I would definitely ask how much time you had first.
I've got all day, mate.
Okay, well, fucking ribs then.
Ribs.
100%. Yeah. I mean, and which is basic to say, right? You think I'm going to say, like, it's like a barbecue lobster or something. But no, ribs, I think, it's one of the easiest things you can learn when you want to start, like, smoking meat, and it's, like, an interesting process. And then when you nail it, I mean, yeah, ribs, absolutely. The last would be steak. I fucking suck at cooking steak. Like, these are okay, but like, just trying to get better.
Get it right. I mean, I've got an Argentinian friend who came over to stay with me, and he went to this amazing butcher's near me in Barcelona, and he got this thing. I'm trying to find now what it's called. It's called colita de cuadril, and it's basically a piece of meat that wraps around the rib area.
Uh-huh.
And it's a piece that you won't see in the shop, so you have to ask in this place. You have to ask the butchers for it. And mate, you put that on the barbecue for a couple of hours. It's the best piece of beef I've ever had in my life. And I've been to some really good, like, top 10 European steak restaurants in Spain. And
I can't even imagine. No, I can't even imagine. Like, there's only so much out here when it comes to like meat as an art, you know?
Yeah.
Which I think where you're at happens a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think the States have this barbecue thing down. I think Europe, especially the UK and Europe, are just like, we're not great barbecuers. We're not great grillers here. It's a sausage thing. It's a burger thing.
Yeah.
That's it. The Argentinians have it, right?
Actually, like, smoking meat, like, kind of as I guess as a lot of people do here, originated in Germany.
Right. Yeah, of course.
That's all I know about that.
Yeah, well, they did.
It's I was always kind of curious how this band would kind of go over with people in Europe, especially UK. Because I never thought of, you guys barbecuing a whole lot, at least not like we do, sort of. No. But I'm not 100% sure. I've never been over there.
There's more of it, mate. There's more of it now than there ever has been. It's getting more and more like that. I mean, especially when the summers are becoming more warmer.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, we're not used to it because we're very seasonal, obviously. But two things I'm going to ask you: what do you drink with your barbecue, and what do you listen to with your barbecues?
Oh man, I don't drink as much anymore. So I mean, more so lately. But what I really do like when I do have a drink is michelada.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Mexican, like Bloody Mary with beer in it.
Okay, yeah.
Even like a gross like canned version of that. Like Budweiser has a version of it that's Bud Light. It's still delicious. Right. So like I'll drink that. As far as listening, man, what has it been lately? I've definitely been on like I could tell you lately because it changes all the time. Lately, it's been a lot of like early 2000s, like Swedish black metal, like Superior and Oh, I got this really cool reissue of that Abigor album from like whenever 2003. I don't remember the name of it,
Mm,
but a lot of that, a lot of like um 90s, early 2000s, just keyboardy black metal
yeah,
has been lately. But give it
atmospheric
a
stuff.
yeah, yeah, just like yeah. There was another one. There's this band from Italy called Earth and Pillars. Me and my girlfriend have been listening to like a lot. I forget what the label is. I want to say it's Transylvanian maybe recordings.
Yeah,
I don't remember. Anyways, Italian label. A lot of cool stuff like that. Like it's
yeah.
really, really atmospheric black metal. Yeah.
It's funny,
Long
really. It's funny here, mate. Because I do a lot of barbecues nowadays, right? Living in Spain, and
yeah.
I tend to listen to a lot of American like country music. Not now. Stop. One, because I'm not allowed to play black metal or death metal or any
Sure.
metal form in this
Yeah.
household with my wife and kids who don't appreciate it. I've got to try and read the room a little bit, right? And then, and then I've got to think about, well, what will my neighbors appreciate? So I've got like this thing on my Spotify. I've got the Dan Chan Show barbecue playlist, which has got all sorts of like Americana on there and all sorts, because this is why you own the barbecue, because it is very
Yeah.
American. I want to listen to a bit of ZZ Top, some early ZZ Top.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's what I want.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you about some ZZ Top. Okay, I love it. Like I like all that stuff. That's what I grew up on. It's like Leonard Skinner, ZZ Top,
That's it.
just 70s rock from Florida. Yeah.
Show me those steaks. Show me those steaks.
Oh, I'll show you the steaks. I got to pull the broccoli. I got broccoli on.
It's a full on. Oh my, look at these. What have you got there? What have you got?
Oh, they're just sirloins.
No,
Got one
just a
small
straight
one.
sirloin. That's
Yeah.
nice. I like it. Beautiful, mate. Beautiful.
Nice
Is it
and
medium,
still.
medium rare?
I don't get too fancy because I mean, like I just grill in an apartment complex. But
Okay,
yeah, medium rare. Nothing really crazy
yeah.
because I don't know. I'm too much of a perfectionist to go crazy. I'll never get it done, and it'll just suck.
Now I'm very conscious of these steaks going cold, so I'm going to ask you a couple of core questions before I leave you.
Okay.
Okay, so bucket list stuff right now, going future. I'm talking about you doing some like saucers, maybe a utensil set, maybe a metal bar restaurant chain. What's going to happen? Imagine that, Pit Lord all over the world, like Hard Rock Cafe, but Pit Lord London, Pit Lord Venice.
We did spatulas. It was one of the first pieces of merch we made. We made 20 of them. We sold them, and we never made them again.
Oh man,
they had the logo on them. I've been meaning to do that again, just better because they just looked like shit. I want to do mitts, like grill mitt.
Good.
We already have the aprons. We always sell aprons. If you come to a Pit Lord, you'll see some dork walking around in an apron.
I love
like
that. Does anyone come to a show wearing them, like a t-shirt?
Yeah,
that's the future.
People put patches on them.
Who needs t-shirts?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People patch their aprons now because me and Dan wear battle aprons on stage. So
brilliant.
Yeah. So, yeah. What else? We tried to do cutting boards one time. Like we laser cuts our logo into some cutting boards, and it didn't really work super well. We're always trying to think of that stuff, but I also still just love t-shirts. Like, everybody wants me to do. You should do a grill that has your logo on it. Like, I just want to do t-shirts.
Yeah, like old school, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we're always trying to think of stuff to do. Like, we have a lot of really good friends that help us with merch, and like, we're good there. I want to think of new stuff as often as possible.
Yeah, you got a lot to work on that. It's so much to go on, isn't there? There's so much you can do.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, if you did a sauce, what would it be like? Smoky, hot?
Yeah, it would probably be it would probably be medium hot, but definitely smoke. I definitely want like the anchovies, like the real anchovies as the base, and something that just dark and like I want it to be able to caramelize if you want to smoke it on something. A little bit of sweet, but mostly smoke and hot.
Love it.
That's what it would be.
Describe the band in 3 words.
Pure fucking smoke.
Love it. And now let's just get to the nuts and bolts. So we've got a new album out in November.
Yeah.
You think we're going to get tours? What's following? Are we going big?
I have no clue yet. I would like to put a tour together, but we've been so busy, and Dan and I work full time. It's all about like planning it months and months and months ahead of time.
Of course.
So we're working on a release show here in town, and we're gonna put the album out and probably just play in more directions in the U.S. and see what happens.
Awesome.
And hopefully put a tour together.
Awesome.
It's just as much as we can fit into our lives.
Well, all hail Beelzebub Barbecue, Lyndon. Thanks so much for joining me on the show. Good luck with the future. And, may our barbecue tools cross over sometime, over some flame.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.